again. So in this video, I'll be continuing from where we stopped, where we are designing. I was showing how I designed this 2018 calendar. Aside from the first page, you've not seen how I did this, go and look at my previous video. So I did this and I went ahead, I did this, I did this. So now this video, I want to cover this and this. I want to cover this, and this page. So let's quickly start with this page, how I design this page. This is quite easy. Quite easy. Usually I like my designs very simple, very simple. So I'm going to copy this and keep it aside so we can start to redesign this. Now, in the previous video, I had shown how I was able to create these guidelines to guide my design. And this is a tabletop calendar that will be printed. So I'm taking into consideration the fact that after printing, it will be trimmed. And I don't want, at the point of trimming, I don't want any of my lines to cut. I don't want my text to cut. I don't want any of this text to cut. Neither do I want any of the company to cut. So I always use guidelines to ensure that. Right, I've also measured the size of my frame to be the size of the calendar, which I have done earlier in my previous video. You can go check out how I did that. So in this video, I'll just design this page. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'll go grab my rectangle tool, and from here, I'll just click and drag to create the same size of rectangle. Let me delete that. I'll just click and drag to create the same size of rectangle. All right. So I'm going to fill this with this color, which is a color that I've been using, ash. And I will take out the outline. I don't want the outline. Okay, now I have this. Now the major thing in this design is this. Let me ungroup this. You can see it's just this. Okay, let's ungroup that again. I'm going to ungroup this again. Okay, it's power clipped. The major thing in this design is just this thing, this picture that's here. So let's edit the power clip. See, it's just this part that is there. That's a major thing. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. Let's see how it worked. All right, so let me recreate this. First, I'll click on, let me get this color first. I want it to be this color. So I'll go and use my color eyedropper tool, and I'll click this and I'll fill the color here. So I have the same color. All right. So next, I'll click on this, and using my, I'll take my cursor to the end of this part of the shape, and it will give it a double edge arrow. I'll click and drag at this point, just about this point. I'll right click to duplicate that, and I'll change this color to blue so we can see the difference. So I've created this, and this was already there before. Right, so I will change this other smaller box to a curve. So I'll go object and convert to curves. Now I'm converting to curve, so I'll be able to shape it. Now that I have that, I'll go grab my shape tool, and I'll click, select this, and just hold this end and shift it to this point, and about here I'll stop. Then I'll click here. Okay, I think it's just fine. That's the shape. That's the shape. And next, I will need this lines that you're seeing here. I'll go and create those lines now. So that's quite easy to create the lines. I'll go grab my line tool. This is my line tool, and I'll just click and drag to get it at the same angle. Better still, let me delete that. I can just click and drag along this. I click and drag along this line, this piece, so I'll get it at the same angle. Now that I've created that, I can move it away, just some inches away, move that up, and I'll crank up the outline. I made that 1.1. It's too small. I'm going to crank it up more. 3. All right, so I have the outline there, 3. I'll duplicate this outline. I'll just move that, duplicate that, and then I think it's too big. I'll just add a little more and do that. I'll use my shape tool to reduce the outline. I think it's too long. About here. All right, so that's the outline. Let's zoom in and see what it looks like. Okay, I like my outlines. I like the edges to be curved. So what I'll do is I'll click on the outline, and I'll head over here. I'll change. Okay, I'll double click on this, and with the outline selected, double click there. It will give me the dialog box. Here I can now make the edges to be curved. So I'll get here and I'll say I want the edge curved. See that it's curved. So if you look at the outline of the edge, this edge is now curved instead of straight. All right. Now that I've created this, I'll go grab, I want to use the same color that's here. So I'll just grab my color. Let's zoom in more so we can see the colors. I'll grab my color eyedropper tool. I'll grab this color and it will load up here, and I'll say add to palettes, and the color will be added, except the color is already there. Now the color is added. Now I also want to add the second color. I'll click on my color eyedropper tool. I'll get here, I'll click on this, color loads up here, and I'll say add to palettes. And second, the color is added to. I'll zoom out again. Now I can make my outline this color. Just right click and set the color outline. And I think I want to increase the outline a little more. Let me make it 4. All right, so I have it like this. I'll move that closer a little. Here we go. And now I can duplicate this. I'll click and drag or right click and it will be duplicated. I have it here and I'll make that this color. Right, so I have my outlines. The outlines are already set, and I'll just move that a little closer. As a matter of fact, I like my designs to be very simple. I personally don't like doing very heavy designs. I don't like my designs very, very heavy. So I like my designs very simple, which is why whenever I'm designing, I make it very, very simple. Okay, so I've placed them here. Like you can see, we've created that. Then for these, I'm not going to create this because we've done that in the previous video. I'm just going to copy the logo and I'll place that logo here. Same with the text. To get this text, just I'll copy the text for now, but I'll show how I did it. I'll right click to duplicate that. To get the text, just click on your text tool and click anywhere on your screen and you can start typing. That's how to get the text. Okay, you can watch my previous video for that. I'll move that up a little. Now, if you've not seen my previous video, how I generate calendars using CorelDRAW, go and check my previous video. You see what I did. So, but for this video, I will just copy this. I don't need to recreate this. I've done that in the previous video, and I'll paste. I'll just right click to duplicate that, and I'll copy the rest of these, and I'll just bring them here. Here we go. So our design is ready. Next, the final thing I'll need is just this, the picture. So I'll click on that. I'll edit, just Spark Clip inside this. I'll edit this as well. And I'll copy this picture here. I'll cut it. When I finish and finish again, when I paste it, I can get the picture here. Now I can Spark Clip the picture inside this frame. I'll right click and drag it here. Power clip, or alternatively I can select the picture and I'll go to my menu bar. I'll go to object, power clip inside frame, and I'll move that here. Now I have the picture in here. What I'll do next is select on the picture. When I select the frame where the picture is, it gets selected. I'll say edit. I'll get inside there and I'll just fill that with the picture, and boom, our design is ready. So we've gotten the match page. That's very fast. So I'll go ahead and create the next page. I have the next page where I have the April page. For this page, the same thing. I'm going to copy all of this and place it aside so we can recreate that. Quite easy, very easy. I like very simple designs that are classy. So I'll go get my rectangle tool again and I'll click and drag to create this. I'll fill that with this color, and better still. Now next, I need to create, look at these shapes here. I need to create these shapes so I can move this picture inside. That's quite easy. I'll take out the outline first. I don't like so much of outlines when I'm working. All right, so I'll go and grab my line tool. Pay close attention here. I'll grab my line tool and I'll just click, just like this shape is. Look at this shape, goes like this. I'll just click and drag like this. All right, I'll just click and drag like this, and I'll click on another one here and drag like this just to create this kind of thing. All right, so I'll use my shape tool to just do some adjustments. I want them to be parallel to each other. Okay, better still, I can copy this and just copy this and bring this, but I'll go on with this. Okay, so I have this shape like this. Next, I'm going to click this, grab my shape tool. I'll click this and I will shape this. I'll click this and I want it to curve like this. I'll go and convert it to curve. The shape selected, I'll convert it to curve, and I'll just move that a little inside to get this similar shape here. And I think I'm happy with this. And the same thing here. I'll click this, select this, and convert to curve. Now I'm going to curve this a little upward, and I think I'm happy with this. Not so much. Uh, okay, I think I'm happy with this. So I have a shape that looks like this. I'm happy with the shape. But there's something. This should be closer down. It's too up. So I'm going to use my shape tool to bring that down a little, somewhere around here. And I can now shape some more. Just use the arrow there to move it a little upward and something like this. I'm happy with this. Now there's something else here. I also want to create this other red linings that you're seeing here. So for this, I'll select this. I'll select on it, select it again. It will turn. Notice when I select the first time, I had this. Look at this star in the middle. Now I can, if I click on the star again, it turns to circle. Now I'm going to move this circle to this edge here. Right, I'm moving here. Then I'll click this and drag to it will rotate at where the cycle is, and I'll right click to duplicate that. So I wanted it to rotate at this point. I'll repeat the same thing here. I'll click this. I'll click on this other line. I'll click on here this star, and I'll have this cycle. I'll move this cycle here. I'll drop it here, and now I'll move this upward a little, and it will rotate. Okay, I'll move it downward a little, this side, and I'll right click here. Now what I just did, I want to move this line, so I want it to rotate at this point, to pivot at this point. So pivot. So that's why I moved that circle here, so you can pivot here. Now I have this. Can I go and use my smart fill, this smart fill tool? I'll just fill this, so it will fill the space that are bounded by lines to fill here, and I'll fill this with different color. I'll fill this with a different color. I'll fill this with a different color. I can choose to fill here, but let's leave that. I can choose to fill them. Okay, now I don't need the lines anymore. I can take out the lines, click on the lines, and delete them out. I don't need them anymore. I can delete all of the lines. Now I can now change the color of this part. This is a different object. You can see it now. Change it to red. There's a color that's there. And change this to red as well. Beautiful. I can click everything and remove the outlines, so you can see the beauty of what we've done. Select this and this, hold them down and shift, and I'll fill that with this color. This color. All right, so you can see the difference. Good. So that's almost set. Next, I need this picture. First, let's grab all of this. I'm not going to type all of this again because I've done that in a previous video. Just click this, and I'm going to place that here. Place that here. Right click. Don't forget, I don't want my text to cut, so I'm very careful with my text, and I'll move this upward a little, somewhere around here. Okay, I'm fine with it there. Next, I'm going to move all of this and just move everything here. And you can see that we're almost done. And I'll just copy all of this and I'll place that here. Beautiful. Now I need the picture. That's quite easy to create. I need the picture. Like I said before, you've not seen how I was able to generate this calendar. Go and look at my previous video when I created this first. When I created this page, I was able to generate this calendar using CorelDRAW. We'll go and check out my previous video. You see how I did that. So next, I need this picture. So I'll just go and select that. I'll edit and go inside. I need this picture. Let's see the picture. Okay, that's a picture. I can move it here. Right click to duplicate. I'll Control X to cut it away. When I finish, I'll do Control V to paste outside of that. And I'm just going to move that here. Zoom a little, and this picture is sparkly instead of this frame. So I'll select the picture and I head over here and I'll go extract content. The content will be out of this. I can now delete this away, select all of this and delete this. Now I can move the picture inside of this other frame. With the picture selected, I'll be moving the picture inside of this and not this, right? So with the picture selected, I head over to my menu bar, object, and I'll go power clip inside frame, and boom, the picture is there. And I can now go edit and adjust the picture to fill the frame. Just select picture and then I'll adjust it to fill the frame. Just a little adjustment, and when I say finish, here we go. The picture is ready. Let's do some more adjustments. Just a little upward. Let's adjust it again. Okay, so you can see that this page is also ready. That's light. That's fast lightning speed. And you can see all my text are within the guidelines, so it won't have to be cut away. So finally, for this session, I'll be showing how I also designed this. This is quite easy. I love my design simple. I always love my design simple. Okay, so I'm going to copy this aside again, like before. I'm going to place that here, and I'm going to repeat this design. This is the easiest. I'll go grab my rectangle tool, click and drag to create this rectangle. All right, and I'm going to fill that with this color. I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm going to use this, and I don't need the outline. And next, I'm going to create this box. If I'm going to create this box and do that, if I edit and go inside, you see this. Look at this line that's here. I'm going to create that. I'm going to create that shape, and a lot of ways I can do that. I can use rectangle tool and create that. When I finish creating, I can now maybe turn that 45 degrees. And I don't think that's the most efficient way to do that. I can do this. I don't think it's the most efficient way to do it. I wouldn't like to do it that way. The best way, the way I did this was to use lines. I use my line tool, and I'll click from here and just drag across the page, and I'll just use my shift to move the line up a little. Beautiful. So I have the line like this. All right, so I have the line, and I'll just duplicate this line over so it will be parallel to each other. So I have the line coming here about this point. Sorry, let's move it up a little, just up a little. Now I'll duplicate that line here. Undo that. I'll move that up again, up again. All right, I think what I need to do is to move this line up like this. All right, let's zoom out and see what I've done. And this is how I did it. All right, so it's up like this about here. All right, now that I have that line, I'll duplicate the line. I'll just click and drag, and I'll right click about here. I'll right click about here, and I'll have the line. Now I'm going to use my smart fill, and I'll just fill this part. I have that part. I can take this out. I'll take this out and take this out. Now I can fill that line with this color, and I'll take out the outline. Then I'll use my transparency tool to reduce transparency, and I can make that 80, 80, let's 75, 75, and make that 75, 70. Okay, about this, and I have that. That's perfect. And next, I'll go grab my rectangle tool again. I just create like a box about here. That's where I'll put in the image, and I'm going to fill that with this color. I'll move that here, thereabout, and I'll right click. Beautiful. I can fill that with this. Let's say it looks like. Okay. Now I can just move all of this. This is how I did it. Very easy. Move all of this. This over here and place this here. And I'll create my calendarium. I'll bring that here. And I'll bring all of this here. And now I need this picture. Just get in, right click and edit. I'll just click, and when I get these options, I'll go edit, and I'll duplicate this picture, Control X to cut it away, finish. I'll Control V to paste it. Now I can power clip this picture inside of this. The picture selected, I'll go to Object, and I'll go to Power Clip, place inside frame. I'll place that here. Now I can edit this power clip and just move that to show the part I want to show. And I'll just place that here. And just move that a little upward. And I'll finish. And boom, design is ready. Next, I just need to create this, and that's quite easy. I use my rectangle tool again, just click and drag to create something of this nature. Right, I can move this a little away from this about here. Right, so I fill this with a color like leaks. I take out the outline and I can type this text. Just click and I'll place that here. And you can see that our design is ready. So in record time, we've been able to create all of this. Now, when you're creating, I like you to type everything and check out my previous video to see how I was able to generate all of these calendars and see how I did that. And you can try and type this. It's easy. What I did was just to grab your text tool. It's not how I type. Just grab the text tool. And you can type May with your caps lock selected, May. And when I'm done, I can just make that bold and change the color and change the font style, and I can duplicate that. Then I can now put 05 and delete every other part. 05, what I want to do. And I can crank up that size, and that's quite easy to do, and then I'll centralize them together. That's how I got this. But for this, the font I use is, okay, the font has already been converted. So why don't I even repeat this? So you can just see how I did that. And I'll just copy this that I've done here and place here. Now I can reduce this. I'm using Arial, but you can use any fonts that you choose to like. I'm using Arial for this. I'll just place that in the middle. And boom, our design is ready. So in record time, we're able to create the page for create the page for March, April, and we've also created May. So go ahead and smash the like button if you like my video. If you have questions, I'm open to answer your questions. Please use the comment section and ask your questions, and I'll see you in my next video.